listen twice as much as you speak. Have you ever thought about why nature gave us 2 ears, but only 1 mouth? According to Epictetus, there is no error or coincidence in this, but rather a clear purpose behind this reality. Not to fall in love with our voice as much as we are called to fall in love with the voice of others. It is by learning from others that we advance in life, not by repeating our own speech over and over again. So from today, start paying more attention to what people around you say and less to what you have been upholding until now. Always expect the worst. One of the biggest causes of anxiety and its devastating consequences is believing that unfavorable circumstances are waiting for us in the future. We fear that our children will abandon their studies, that we will be fired from work, that our spouse will confess to us that they have been having an affair with someone else and ask us for a divorce, or that something else bad will happen to us, such as going bankrupt. The problem is that one day we fear one of these problems, and the next day another, and another. The path of life, in addition to reserving good and happy parts for us, also reserves a handful of problems that are inevitable. Therefore, we live in permanent stress, caused by different stimuli each day. And this is where Epictetus comes into the picture, since his proposal is as drastic as it is effective. He says, think that all these things you fear so much have already happened. So, what could be worse? In this way, your spirit will develop coping strategies to move forward with your head held high. Prepare to fail, because it is the only way to progress. We do the impossible so that we are not considered fools. But Epictetus has another view on this. According to his philosophy, one of the best things that can happen to you is to be considered such, as this is the way for you to really improve professionally and personally as well. The Stoic philosopher reminds us that overcoming is not the product of a spontaneous reaction, but rather the result of a long path of trial and error. For it is through error that we can polish what distances us from excellence. Be aware of the dangers of fortune. This wealth that we desire brings with it a stigma from which few people can free themselves. And it's not just about the people who will emerge from nowhere to benefit from our fortune, like by pretending a friendship they don't feel for us. Money has the ability to transform people, and not necessarily for the better. Once we are possessors of this highly coveted resource, we come to have something that, until then, we did not know we had. And it is from that moment that our spirit may begin to poison itself in the face of the loss of moral values. Always remember that death is waiting at the end of the road. This is not advice that calls us to pessimism, but to be aware that death is the final destination of all our actions, and especially our efforts. Once we have this in mind, perhaps we will start to evaluate to what extent it is worth spending 20 years of our limited life saving to pay for a house that, as much as it weighs on us, we will not be able to take with us wherever we go. Once death visits us, just as we carry in our bag those objects that we consider indispensable for our daily life, such as the phone, credit cards, and our toothbrush, it would greatly benefit us to carry a small notebook with these Stoic principles, because thanks to them, we will no longer see setbacks as misfortunes, nor life as eternal time we have at our disposal, but we will acquire a more realistic view of our existence, and certainly make better use of our time of life. Friendship is above wealth. True wealth is genuine friends, as they will be there to support us if one day our material fortune dissipates. Therefore, dedicate yourself to cultivating true friendships, and you will be making a very profitable long-term investment. Always extract the benefit from things. Whatever happens, it is up to you to take advantage of it or not. These were the words of Epictetus. As you can see, it is not about having the option to take the good out of adversity, but that doing so is our duty. As long as there is intelligence in you, there will be the ability to realize the advantages you can take from the situation that has struck you. Imagine that one day you arrive at work to find out you will be fired. Instead of despairing and accusing the universe of being against you, you have the option of venturing into that enterprise you dreamt of while fulfilling your work schedule alongside people you dislike. Therefore, always try to look for the positive in a situation, as this movement added up throughout your life will certainly take you further than just lamenting. Stop worrying about what is out of your control. You are the owner of your opinion, but not your reputation. You have the desire and the zeal for the search, but you cannot control the amount of goods you have or success. Therefore, worrying and getting bitter about those things we cannot control is simply making the decision to waste time. According to Epictetus, we are called to cultivate those values that we have the possibility to change. But it is also our responsibility to let go of what is out of our control, and thus let fate take care of it.